So big news, man. The Indiana Fever just added somebody to the roster, and it's Khloe Bybby, man. We are about to get into it.
And we get one Khloe Bybby.
The Indiana Fever are in full damage control mode, whether they admit it or not. With Caitlin Clark sidelined indefinitely due to a groin injury, the team has suddenly signed Australian forward Khloe Bby to a 7-day contract.
Khloe Bybby? I know, she had 8 points in 10 minutes.
On the surface, it looks like a routine depth move. But the timing, it's loud, it's suspicious, and it's fueling a growing storm of questions around what's really happening behind the scenes with the Fever and their star player. Caitlin Clark is not just another rookie, she's the rookie, the centerpiece of the WNBA's recent boom. She's broken scoring records, dominated headlines, and even sent merchandise sales skyrocketing. Her rookie card just sold for a jaw-dropping $660,000, the most expensive in WNBA history, nearly doubling her own previous record. And yet, despite all this, the Indiana Fever are acting like her absence is just another bump in the road. There's no clear update on her recovery, no communication from the front office, just vague statements and a curious roster move that sent fans into a spiral. You lose Caitlin Clark, the most important rookie in decades, and your first move is to quietly bring in a player on a 1-week contract. That's not just a bandage, that's a signal flare, and it's got people wondering, is this just a temporary patch-up, or is the Fever front office preparing for life without their superstar? Khloe Bby, to be fair, is not the problem here. She's a decent shooter, 27 years old, brings maturity, and shot over 42% from 3 in limited minutes with the Golden State Valkyries. She dropped 12 points in her WNBA debut, ironically against the Fever, and made enough of an impression for them to take this gamble. But let's be clear, she's not Caitlin Clark. She's not being asked to be. This is a short-term plug in a boat that's leaking faster than the Fever want to admit. The bigger issue is the message this move sends. Caitlin Clark isn't just injured. She's been left exposed all season, physically and institutionally. She's taken some of the hardest hits in the league, and many of those fouls have gone completely uncalled. Viral clips have shown her being shoved, hacked, and targeted with little to no whistle. Meanwhile, the WNBA remains quiet. The officiating stays inconsistent, and the coaching staff doesn't seem to be building anything sustainable around her. This silence is now deafening, and fans have started connecting the dots. The Fever are scrambling, not rebuilding, not developing, scrambling. And they're doing it while their most valuable asset sits on the sidelines with no clear roadmap back. Without Clark on the floor, the Fever look like a completely different team, and not in a good way. The offense stalls. The ball movement disappears. Their identity vanishes. Clark's court vision, deep shooting range, and ability to control tempo elevate the entire team. Without her, they're disjointed and unsure. So even the addition of someone like Khloe Bby, a reliable shooter, is really just a desperate attempt to get any kind of offensive rhythm back. But a 7-day contract isn't a plan. It's a panic button. More than anything, this moment has exposed just how unprepared the Fever are to manage a generational talent. Caitlin Clark deserves a long-term strategy, a real support system, a roster that's being crafted with her in mind, not one that falls apart the second she gets injured. And the fans see it. They feel it. The loyalty Clark has brought to Indiana is being stretched thin by the constant improvising and the lack of urgency in protecting her future. So now the conversation is shifting. What started as concern over an injury has evolved into a much bigger fear. Will Caitlin Clark stay in Indiana? Will she stay in the WNBA? How long can a superstar be expected to carry an entire franchise without proper help, protection, and vision? The truth is, Caitlin Clark has done more for the WNBA in her rookie season than most athletes do in a decade. But greatness comes with expectations, not just for the player, but for the organization around them. And right now, the Indiana Fever are falling short. Signing Khloe Bby might buy them a little time. Maybe she helps spread the floor. Maybe she sparks a run. But the real issue isn't who they bring in for a week. It's whether they're building a future that Caitlin Clark would want to be a part of. Because if they're not, this 7-day signing could be the beginning of something far more dangerous, the unraveling of a once-in-a-generation opportunity.